is a possibility here, and that could be the best start you imagine.
Whoa, is Kolento?
Oh, he's going. He can actually get it.
He's got 2 Yetis back-to-back in turns now.
It's a pretty solid. It's a pretty solid opener. Turn 2 Yeti, turn 3 Yeti is really tough for Priest to deal with. It's actually, this is probably one of the. Whoa, Kolento just. He could have smited him turn 1. Why did he mulligan that?
Not what you want to do, Admirable. I got bad news.
He could have put that Druid down to 28.
Wait till Crackle comes out for Shaman, then we can make a case for turn 1 spells to the face.
I can't wait for Crackle. I want to be the guy, by the way, who like has to roll Spell Power Totem and then Crackle the opponent and roll 6 in order to win the game.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
sweet.
that feeling is going to be really one-sided.
Actually, you know what? I want to be the guy who has to rip Sylvanas and then reincarnate the Sylvanas to steal a 7-1 Prophet Velen from my opponent and then Crackle for 6 to double it to win the game. That's the guy I want to be.
Double it to 12?
Yeah, that's the guy I want to be.
That's some sick mob.
Well, you know, the Spot Power Mancer actually is a pretty decent answer to the Yeti. This is interesting. The curve has now introduced different elements of it that doesn't make it so clear-cut, but I think Yeti at turn 2 is still so strong.
Oh, yeah, so definitely going to go with this. Kolento's going to have to use both of his minions if he wants to take this out. I'm pretty sure, unless he picks up something off this Powerward Shield, that's not going to do it.
Maybe a Smite.
Yeah, I mean, Smite actually would be really good here, ironically, but...
Why would that be ironic?
Well, because he mulliganed to turn 1. Actually, he wouldn't even have Smite. If he kept Smite, he just would have smited him turn 1. Come on, Frodan, we just talked about this.
He could also misclick against Smite his own face here. As long as the turn 2 Yeti is fantastic, I think in this matchup having Wild Growth is still a better option.
Yep.
I don't know. I think this is working out pretty well for him. I mean, he does end up losing his Yeti here, but now he does get to take out this Northshire Cleric. Right,
but that was a trade for Innervate as well. So
yeah, I mean, it ends up being like kind of like a 1.5 for 2. Yeah. Kolento had to forego a turn of development. I guess Thijs has to go forego a turn of development here, but I don't think it really hurts him that much because Coin is still going to be really valuable as his hand pans out. I mean, you're still looking at turn 6, Ancient Allure. Shade is still going to be really strong throughout the course of this game. Kolento, this is a good turn for him, but that Shadow Word Death is actually like really, really changing this now. Because the Ancient Allure, I mean, prior to this was... Wow, picks up Circle of Healing too.
4/9. This is actually fantastic.
Gracious.
Also, just having to kill this Northshire Cleric, Thijs lost a turn. Like, turn 3 not playing anything, just shape-shifting is not the best play.
Kolento has had Injured Blademaster, Circle of Healing in almost every single Priest game we've seen so far, and he's almost always had Northshire Cleric to go along with it.
He's an excellent Priest player.
Those seem to be the 3 magic cards. Maybe I've just been mulliganing this deck terribly wrong so far.
I mean, I think so, if that's what it takes to win. And I mean, we have a smooth curve for Druid, but it has been disrupted. And now this is one of the ways that Priest could fight back, because you had cards like Dark Cultist to fill out the curve, and you also have Injured Blademaster to fight back on board. So Yetis, you know, the 4 attack minions like Druid of the Claw aren't as scary anymore.
Yeah, it's hard to deal with this board, and also Priest has his, their hero power that can heal the minions if needed.
You know, after watching the last match and watching how this one's been going so far, I've talked a lot in the past about how I thought Kolento really, really traded into minions a little bit too often, but he has been ramping up his aggression a lot and really turning on the heat in spots where he doesn't otherwise have a lot of favorable trades on his opponent.
It feels like Kolento and Strifeco switched in terms of their philosophy.
No, it really kind of did. Strifeco was like really kind of over trading in some of the games he was playing, and Kolento has been kind of putting the pedal to the metal. And it's sort of something I talk about with like Backspace and Firebat and people who kind of have these little tiny mistake tendencies. We say they have an expiration date. But these guys learn really well, and it's only a matter of time until they figure out how to balance everything perfectly. And Kolento looks like, I mean, it's been happening this tournament.
There's a very simple explanation. Those guys are on the same team and they are testing together. They are exchanging ideas. So I'm sure they influence each other's styles a bit.
Well, talk about influential here. Lotheb will shut down a lot of the spells and basically force it so that way he's just going to either use hero power to recover or he's going to play a minion.
A minion is still a good option. Druid doesn't have a very good board clear potential. The combo is one of the best ones, but if you continue just killing and healing, can you develop Pyromancer? I guess you do.
Sure. Yeah, I feel like in this matchup, Pyromancer is a lot less about its actual effect and just more so just like a 2-mana 3/2 minion. I think he's just very happy to get it on the board and hope to get some damage out of it.
Oh, and the Keeper of the Grove.
Yeah, that was an excellent draw right now.
Yeah, now he can get past the Belcher and take out this injured Blade Master while being able to clear out some business. In fact, this is a board clear.
It's pretty darn close.
Yeah, I think the Belcher stays as a 3-3.
Oh, no, you're going to clear the Belcher. You don't let him heal that up. You just let him have the Wild Pyromancer. You're not too worried about that.
You give a 1 health Lothep.
Yeah, especially against the Priest. So Kaba is getting to get some value, but other than that, Kolento doesn't have that many cards in hand, and he doesn't have draw potential, where Druid has Wrath and Ancient of Lore, and a fantastic card, which is Scenarios, so it seems like Druid is going to win the long game here.
Well, that's if it goes to the long game. Again, Kolento, he's got the Shadow Word Depth in his hand. If he picks up a minion right here, and again, I know it doesn't seem like much, but that 4 extra damage that he dealt with that injured Blade Master the turn he dealt it actually makes a pretty big difference in a situation like this.
Oh, he gets a minion.
Yeah, I mean, he gets a minion. This is exactly what he needed, and Kolento can now, again, continue to turn up the heat. And Thijs is going to have to find a way to turn this. which one of these do you heal? This is a really tough choice.
Whichever is your favorite minion.
It's like a mark.
Oh, well, we've confirmed Dark Cultist is Kolento's favorite minion.
Yep. It's the new guy always.
Yep. Thijs, though, really drawing some key cards in this matchup right now.
You can coin Scenarios, but I don't think just so defensive.
Well, it doesn't really do anything. Your tokens are going to get run over. I mean, you're risking a second Shadow Word Death. The 5/8 body can get some work done, but I think you just need to overdevelop this board and hope that your opponent doesn't pick it apart with like a Holy Nova or something.
What about like Wrath Swipe? But then again, you're clearing, and this is a situation that Druid doesn't want to find himself in, where you are backpedaling and you want to clear the board instead of just developing your board and going forward.
I don't have a problem with Wrath Swipe. I think you might be able to set up something better if you just taught this Druid of the Claw and play Shadowed Extramus.
Yeah, I think you just have to play
if he does it this way, what he's thinking about, of course, is Holy Nova. Like, if he plays Druid of the Claw and Taunt and then plays Shadowed Extramus, he's really vulnerable to Holy Nova. You can just put the Cabal Shadow Priest into it and then clears board and heal back up. That's a pretty decent one.
That's a fantastic card for next turn. You will be able to clear anything.
All right, so he's going to coin the Shadowed Extramus.
Yeah, I mean, he just has to deal with the pressure on the board. That's still a reasonable amount of damage if he left the Cabal Shadow Priest to his own devices. So, yeah. I mean, Holy Nova still destroys this Shaded Next Ramus.
Yeah, it's not quite as impactful as it would have been the other way. The other way there, he just would have got
Well, Angel Great Master is not bad.
Yeah, that's another good one. I mean, he needed to continue to draw minions, so that way
There's something to do.
Yeah, Thijs is forced into trying to play something that really impacts his board, but going into turn 10, he's going to have Mind Control, and then he's even going to have Shadow Word Death to follow that up. Thijs is going to have to put together some really strong draws. Harrison's not going to be the start of that.
So are you forced to use combo to clear?
I don't think it's unreasonable right now, especially because Priest is going to have such a tough time putting you back on your back foot when it doesn't have a lot of development going out, and it doesn't have a big burst combo. And Tyson, he's got plenty of cards to win this game with, so using combo here to clear it's kind of putting him in a position where he's going to have to end up killing his opponent with just kind of minion stuff, but he's going to dip low, and it feels like your opponent just has responsive stuff. It feels like he has something like Mind Control, Shadow Word Death, maybe even something like just another Circle of Healing stranded in hand.
Also, if you're thinking about Mind Control, then that's actually the play, right?
Yeah.
All right, well, the combo to clear is the choice. I mean, 10 health is still pretty reasonable if you ask me. Oh, okay. I thought he was going to... he wants to clear at the correct order so that way he doesn't lose anything. So he's going to value his own health here.
Chooses to unveil the shade instead of using his own life total as a resource here. It's just a matter of how much is that extra life worth.
Haha. Well, he's got their exact answer to it.
Yeah, but he probably would prefer a minion there.
Yeah, I'm just going to heal him. So this has been good news for Thijs now. I think this is a spot where he's actually able to start taking control of the board again.
Yeah, and so how do you start leading the charge? Daenerys is one of the biggest minions, and you usually want to get the heaviest minion creatures out of the way. And then that's where like Mind Control actually becomes like a pretty big deal, because it takes a 5/8 body.
Yeah, that's what he's thinking about. He's thinking about how Mind Control affects this. Oh my gosh.
Mind Control does affect this situation.
Wow.
That's actually quite humorous.
Yeah, that's really funny. Kolento, though, pretty much out of gas after that. Like, this mind control is going to help buy him some more time, but doesn't really have a lot of business in hand.
Yeah, he needs to do it too, because this is a lot of damage that comes out the other way if he has any other pieces to come.
This is like a mind control bait.
He's just not really going to get much more value out of it than this. Mind control bait, that's actually kind of a funny idea from that. But yeah, I mean, Cenarius is going to come down here, and again, this Shadow Word Death going to take out this Cenarius, so pretty good value on that end. But now he's got these 2/2/2s to deal with. Needs something like Cabal Shadow Priest. Circle of Healing's not it.
Just more spells.
Well, he has Holy Smite. Smite one of the cheese.
Well, I mean, you definitely can do that. I don't know if he wants to do that right now. I think he's just going to hold on to it. He's fine with taking 2 damage for a little while.
Yeah, 2 points of damage is not that much. And he can also Holy Smite next turn.
Yeah, you never know if you draw Alkanai Soul
Savage
Priest.
Roar. Thijs is really getting together some scary amount of damage in a couple turns here. This draw is really important.
All right, what it's going to be?
Oh, gosh.
So you do develop the board. How scared are you of a possible Sludge Belcher?
I mean, I don't think if your opponent had Sludge Belcher, they would have played it, so you're not thinking about Sludge Belcher.
What about a super aggressive play? Swipe face, keeper face, attack for 4.
Well, you calculate if that damage is worth it or not. I mean, this damage on the board right here is lethal with just Force of Nature Savage Roar, so you don't really need to do anything else. Even if your opponent clears out one of these minions, you're still fine. So Cabal Shadow Priest still isn't that good.
He needs Alkanai.
That definitely a pretty decent draw right now.
And that's Alkanai!
Oh! Yeah, that Alkanai Soul Priest gets a clear. I mean, it is at the cost of 2 cards, though, and his minion's not going to live because the Druid can take care of it.
Yeah, but the Druid is really low, and you can still heal 2 points of damage here. Just Alkanai clear, and then Druid has only the combo on the hand.
Kolento's looking at the deck, and what he's thinking about is how likely is it my opponent has Force of Nature Savage Roar, because he's already used 1 combo to clear, and he's only got 3 cards in his hand. So that's in the forefront of his mind at the moment. And the thing that might give this away is that Keeper of the Grove hit the face for 2. So if Kolento reads deep enough into that, he might put it together that maybe my opponent just has a Savage Roar even, and that's the kind of damage I don't want to take. So I think just to deny a potential Savage Roar, he might choose to Alkanai Circle here. Not necessarily thinking about full combo, but more so just about the potential to deny Savage Roar from being 8 damage right now.
Well, he can just hero power and Holy Smite, that's also fine.
Yeah, he definitely could do that.
So he decided to heal himself and use the combo there.
Actually, you know what? I think that Holy Smite and heal actually in the hero power might have been way better.
Yeah. You're still not that... Wait. Yeah, you're still not that to combo.
Yeah, it is true. And you would have had a much higher
Really
health
close,
count.
though.
Would
It's
have had a
really
much higher
close.
health count.
Gosh, I don't. That's really close.
Do you swipe the face so you can set up for the lethal again?
This is probably a pretty good position to swipe face. You've already seen mind control get out of the way, so you're not too worried about it. You might not want to set off alarm bells to your opponent.
True.
He might still feel like he needs to kind of grind this game out in case some like a really strong draw happens. Like say Sludge Belcher happens off the top for your opponent. Dark Cultist even.
Dark Cultist is not such a strong draw. So how much damage is there? That's 19 damage.
Which is why swiping the face when it matters, you would have been at 20.
Yep.
Holds onto Dark Cultist, doesn't want to get challenged.
Oh, wow, that's a big one right now.
Yeah, that's a really powerful draw.
It's a great board development.
I think Thijs may have found a very strong route to victory at this point, because this is a difficult board position for Holy Smite Silence Dark Cultist to overcome.
Do you smite face now? Swipe face.
I was like, do you smite face? Maybe you do. That's
like
it's a pretty easy way to concede at this
My
point.
bad. No, that was the thing that I'll take responsibility for sure. I think you have enough pressure here. If he heals back up to 22 after you hero power him down, you still have a lot of pressure if the 1/2 sticks. Like say he eliminates the first body of the Sludge Belcher.
Yeah.
The
That's what
only
he's thinking about right now.
The only exception is if he damages the Sludge Belcher and then Shadow Madness steals it, right?
That's
like,
a potential. Yeah, that won't keep him alive for another turn.
Shadow
if he draws
Madness.
that 2 Holy Smite's not going to do it, though.
You don't even want to show it that you have 2 Holy Smites.
I'm pretty sure Thijs knows it at this point. I'm certain he watched that entire last match and saw pretty much every single card he could have possibly seen in the one before that as well.
Yeah, this is tough.
This is 25 points of damage, and Kolento actually doesn't have a way to clear either of these minions out.
Well, now, I mean, in his mind, he still doesn't know that he might die to the combo, but
Yeah,
it's starting to get pretty likely.
That could do it. All Thijs has to do is count up this damage.
Yeah, I mean, he knows it. I mean, this is
he's
the
nodding his head.
Druid.
And he's going to tie this series up 1-1. Wow, both these guys got kind of in a top deck war, and I have to say, when you get a top deck war with Druid, it's pretty much a bad position to be in because their draw density is so high in the late game with combinations of just, again, all these really big 5-cost minions and then Ancient of Lores, and you couple that with Ragnaros and Cenarius. That's not a position you want to be in.
Tides of Ties. What is Kolento going to take now?
Probably.
Well, I mean, he has his warrior remaining, and he also has.
He has his own Druid. I think he's probably going to go with Druid and just try to out aggro his opponent in that regard and hope that things work out for the best. Because I don't think you want to queue Priest back into this, and not only do you not want to queue Priest back into this, I don't think, but you don't want to do it by using your revive this early. So I don't know. He may have a lot of confidence in it, though. I think that match could have gone way differently had he not just had his hand full of utility cards in the mid game, and that was really what the big difference of that was. But I would tend to just kind of go for Druid here and see what happens.
I think you have to go for Druid, Mirror, because if you win versus that Druid, Thijs won't be able to play Warrior because Warrior is bad versus Druid, so he will have to revive either Druid or Hunter. And if he wins with Hunter versus Druid, then you still have your Priest to counter the Hunter, and you have your Warrior to counter the Hunter. So you put yourself in a good position where Druid is eliminated, Hunter is eliminated, and then you play Warrior versus Warrior.